Hamish, tell me why, as a business property management owner, I should use a broker to sell my portfolio.
Yeah. Well, the number one with Hamish Turner Associates is that we have over 500 registered buyers that we're heavily engaged with, literally on a daily basis. So when we go to sell a rent roll, we don't deal with one person typically. If we've got a standout buyer, we'll tend to try and negotiate, but usually we go into an area, we have X amount of registered buyers. For example, in Auckland, we have over 140 registered buyers. So I'd look at that list. I'd work out who in that list has is after a book in the location. So let's say we're going out to West Auckland and we've got 30 registered buyers there. I know those businesses. I know what number they're at. I know their culture typically. I know where they're sitting at in terms of their financial ability a lot of the time, which centers around their existing size book. And I know the way they manage, so I know where the netting is. I look at 10 different businesses wanting to buy this one over here, and I'll know out of these 10 which ones would fit nicely. So I'd create a short buyers list. Some of the big pain points I see with private sales and acquisitions is prices achieved well below market. So it's in my interest and the vendor's interest to achieve the best possible purchase price, the best terms and conditions. The other thing is buying and selling privately. Rent rolls, even for me as a really experienced business broker, are fiddly by nature. You've got there's a lot of liability or risk associated with selling a rent roll from one person to another. Typical pain points that I see around retention, staff transition, and are a couple. There's a whole range of things. The right culture fit. I guess because I'm experienced with them, and 95% of people that sell a rent roll through me or in general are doing it for the first time, and it's where most of your when you sell for the first time or you buy for the first time, it's where the high majority of lessons or things that you take on or learn are done in that first time. And so when people go to sell and sell privately, they typically achieve a price that's lower than the market. They typically have issues with retention. They typically have issues with staff. I can't think in my head of any private acquisition, and I know of quite a few that haven't been done with more than multiple issues out the back end of it. I've got lots of stories around that particular subject, but the biggest part is the negotiation, I think, too. Even if you've got a standout buyer and a standout vendor, they've got different motivations. Vendor is wanting to get best purchase price, sound terms. Purchaser, for the majority of the time, wants to achieve a sound price, if not low as possible, great terms and smooth transition. So that having somebody in between to broker, even when you've got two standout quality buyer and seller, makes a substantial difference to the outcome. And when brokering, it's not a sell and go. It's you've got a 10 to 14 week period a sale process, and then and that's from getting the information memorandum and the business health check done through to marketing, through to then overseeing the negotiation phase and sales and purchase agreement, overseeing the settlement, and then overseeing the retention period. So usually it's a 4 to 6 month period in total. So it's not a short amount of work in general, and if you're a principal that's selling, it's a real amount of time that you've got to put towards out of your business. So it's quite taxing. So yeah, I hope that answers the question a bit. I know I've gone around a little bit on that one, but I think that sort of answered the question reasonably well.